How are you doing? You're welcome to another interesting episode of Word Battle. This is a show where creatives converge to make something really beautiful. Basically, it's a show where amazing personalities meet to battle using words at their disposal. On the show today, I have two amazing persons with me. I present to you Anna the Scribe and
What's up, guys?
Explicit.
Hello, people. How are you doing?
How are you doing, guys?
Very fine. Great.
Love your smile. Love the way you're looking at me. Basically,
Wow.
are you okay?
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm okay. I'm good.
So let our viewers meet you. Let me start with Explicit.
Okay.
So,
Hello, everyone. I am Explicit with the name Mbaike Onyinye Chuku. I'm a spoken word poet and a student as well.
thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, hi guys, I'm Alex the Scribe. My name is Osirera Alexandra Boniface, which I'm going to forget about that one, it's very long. I'm also a student, Explicit is my friend, and it's good to be here. I'm from Delta State, Warri.
Thank you so much. Good to have you guys on the show.
Thank you. The pleasure is all mine.
Yeah. Okay, can you just tell us your journey so far? You guys are poets, you're spoken word artists, why poetry? So just tell us your journey so far in this industry, this setback, everything. Let's start with you.
Okay, my journey so far. Okay, the journey is so far actually.
Wow.
But I would not. But I would not want to. I would not want to go through the long and short of everything. But I would say that from very early, I've always been very contemplative about the world and the way things happen and the way actions happen. Spoken word poetry is just a medium for me to express the level of thought that I give to these things, and more artistically and sometimes more funny to say, so that such that people can contemplate very deep subject matters, but on also a very artistic scale. So,
All right. So basically, for me, I would say the journey of 1,000 miles on my poetry journey here began basically with understanding that words really have meaning. And also, while on the voyage of getting this deep understanding, I had to gather up a couple of skills. And that's just how it all started. Poetry for me started up by having an in-depth understanding of what words really mean.
So I can say what you guys said. It's basically you delved into poetry because of the flair, or you felt that this setback I can really make good cash, good money. I can make a profession out of it because you guys are students.
Yeah.
What are you studying?
sociology and anthropology.
Amazing. And
Chemistry education.
how does this align? How do they align?
With poetry.
Exactly.
Okay, sociology and anthropology, it's basic. It deals with the way society functions, the way people interrelate with each other, and the way it affects everybody at large. So, like you said, words are powerful, and I think we can relate with ourselves on the sense that you are not important, and then you are one individual in that sense. But if you put that you are important, and then you are related to a network of people, then whatever affects you affects every other person. And if words are important, like you say, and poetry is a means with which we express words to people that will affect their action, therefore, poetry should not just be a byword in sociology and anthropology, but it could be a very, very standard part.
Did you ever consider lecturing, being a lecturer?
Yes, it's always my desire to teach people. Yes.
I've wanted to ask that same question as well.
We
Yeah.
were just talking, and we were just being particular about saying, come. Wow.
That's a scoreline in the making, huh?
Scholar.
Ah.
I really love to teach about knowledge.
Professor Alex.
Underwood School of Thought.
You said other school.
Underwood School of
Another
Thought.
school of thought,
Mm.
more around psychology, around things related to clinical psychology, psychiatry, and medical psychology, around that
Okay.
area. Yes.
Oh, that's really nice.
And strange for Nigeria.
Yeah, per se, because what you said is not really persons want to just do this. People just want to do that. But it's really nice to have somebody of your caliber, sociology, anthropology, and you saying you want to do all clinical
Psychology.
and all of
Yeah.
what you use there. It's amazing. Thanks for sharing. So Explicit.
Yeah.
Yes, you Explicit. What does it take to be a spoken word artist? Because I don't know, persons will just be like, yes, anybody can just come out to just say whatever they want to say. But what really draws people to a spoken word artist? So these are like two questions in one.
Okay. First off, I need everyone to understand that there are two diverse means in which one could become a spoken word poet. Firstly, it's an innate thing to some, and to some, they over time tend to gather up the skill. I would say I would speak based on my own perspective and how poetry found me. You get? All right. So
They found
What
you.
would you?
yes, I would. Yeah, that's what I would say. Reason being that you can imagine one who's like more into the science discipline and still being able to do so. Like that's actually something that's worthwhile, you know. Okay, so basically, I would say being able to firstly understand the meaning of words, because as little as it may seem, words really have power, and it depends on the intonation, the tone, the character, the mood, and the intensity in which it's being used. So all these things as a whole are what one would have to understand before becoming a spoken word poet.
Wow. A question just popped up. I don't know, maybe I'm really naive right now, but um we have different moments or different seasons when we are happy, sad. Yes, we can see heartbroken is another part of being sad.
Yeah.
So maybe, so when do you really write those, like in those moments? Surely you've written maybe poems when you're happy, but
Yeah.
the best moment for you.
For writing.
Yes.
Okay. I write under three basic, should I say, moods or ideas or disposition. One is skill. You have an idea and then you brood over it over a period of time, and then you begin to write, recorrect. Those pieces could even take me a year to write. But then there is the emotional part, like you said. That one, you if something happens to you that strikes an emotion, I have certain triggers that strikes me emotionally, and then part of what you said, like breakups, those are like fundamental. I used to make this joke. If somebody wants to be a poet very quickly, just experience a very strong breakup. You would write.
You will talk and talk and talk.
Exactly. Yeah. So that type of that mood. I listen to Brimo. Brimo was really contemplative.
Yeah.
So
Wow, yeah.
so that makes my so I can channel the emotions and then write. Those pieces are also very powerful. So there's a piece that is based on skill and idea I want to pass. There's a piece that is based on emotion. The third one basically is because of an event I'm going to. So, for example, I don't have any piece written about, let's say, child abuse, example, and then there's a lecture or something. I'm invited to have to talk on child abuse. Because of that one, I will have to dig deep, go study, research, look for people around me that have been abused, or that were abused as children, and then learn about their story, and then put it together and incorporate it into my work. So that's the three basic ways I write.
Is that same for you? Is that
Actually, I would come from a different perspective. I'm of the view that most times as a writer, there's something called writer's distance, and that basically talks about you not having a first-hand experience of a particular action, yet being able to pen down or scribble words on paper. You get? So basically, I do not think as a poet I must have a first-hand experience of something. Although sometimes maybe I might have someone who's very close to me who has experienced such. That also could be very handy. But in most times, like majority of the works which I have down, I've not really had an experience of them. But it's all about being imaginative for me, because I
But
could paint
so
pictures in
like,
my mind.
That connection,
Okay.
it may not always happen to you, like you said, but that connection, maybe feeling from, like, I'm sorry, a feeling from maybe when you were heartbroken or something.
Okay.
Something really direct.
All right. I think there's something called seeding, if I'm to use that term. All right. And if I'm to explain it, what it simply means is you really have not experienced something, but now you want to get yourself into the character, mood, and intensity, like I mentioned earlier on, of that particular environment. Let me use it as the term environment. So all what you have to do is just get something related to that could place you in that mood, and then that's just it. That's just it.
That's nice. Like I just learned a lot of things. Basically, maybe right now with this information, I'm able to understand what's in the mind of a poet. Basically, but so ask Alex, can you tell me or tell us your experience and first time performing?
First time performing poetry. Oh my. Okay. So first time performing poetry was okay. It was a Christian event. FECA. I was part of FECA, or I still am a part of FECA, Federation of Colleges and Christian Association. And then we had an end of year meeting, and then me and my president we performed a piece. It's been long. That's like my real first piece, and I forgot a large part of it. And then we had to improvise and do everything. So people still came and met me and like, wow, that was really nice. Yeah. So that was like first time. It was not beautiful or anything, but it was at least a starting point.
Yeah.
And it taught me about how to prepare for a piece before you perform any piece at all.
Okay, so from that time to now, like
no,
it's
not like I was listening to what. There was one particular experience that was very terrible. I think poets always find a way to shield the bad sides, and then when you perform, you're like, oh my god, this guy's amazing and all that. But we have had terrible experiences too. I tell you, there was an experience where I literally had to be ushered off the stage because the audience was booing me. So that was also an experience, and it would take if you really love something and are passionate about that thing, and people cannot deter you from doing that thing, to get up again and say, okay, I've been booed, I've miserably failed in this thing, but I'm still willing to try and get up and learn again. So that will take you to get up. So that's one of my markers as a poet, and made me improve a lot, because I did not want to get that experience again from anybody, anywhere, anytime. Yeah.
Wow, that is touching. Really. Wow, that's really amazing.
Yeah.
So explicit.
Yeah.
For you, like your first time performing, did you have similar experience?
Okay, my first time performing was actually in a church, just like my fellow poets. Okay, but it was far down at Abuja. We had the Thanksgiving, of which I just felt like breaking off that circle of usual church routine, like to bring in something, exactly, like to bring in something different to the table. And through one person that happens to be the church leader, then I got a slot to perform. And I went up, I made a performance, and it was wow. It was wow. So that actually was my starting point into performance poetry, because before then I do scribble words on paper and just had them stored up in a book somewhere. And you know that moment when you are trying to you feel like you're trying to get a line, but then your people at home would be like, come, what are you doing? What is your problem? Talking to yourself. Is it every paper? You'll be like, is it every paper you see you want to write something? What is that? But all in all, my first performance was actually nice, and that was just how poetry started for me.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for letting us in. Basically, the show is still going on. Right now, we have to go on a short break. When we come back, just stay with us, basically, because the next segment is going to be mind-blowing. Welcome back. I still have Alex the Scribe.
Oh yeah.
And Explicit on my hot seat.
Hello.
You know, truth be told, is this really hot?
It's
Yes, very hot seat.
I think what's making it hot is being seated close to you now.
Aww.
Oh
Explicit just step back. I'm still waiting for you to say something really nice. If not, we're going to fight.
Okay, let me say something really nice.
You didn't just do that.
Oh.
He just said something really nice, and he said something really. Then guys out there be like, what do you want? He said
something really nice.
I want to throw him back.
You're a very obedient child.
I'm not taking sides with him now.
No, I'm just trying to tell him
We're on
what.
the same side, we're on your side.
Don't start. We're not doing this. Okay, basically, this segment, I thought it's going to be mind blowing. Okay, so this segment, let me not talk too much. I like describe, we'll have to give explicit 4 words, various intervals. Yeah, he's going to start a poem. For example, Alex describe gives a word about heart. He's going to start a poem using that word or about that word, and then Alex gives another word and he has to just continue. Do you understand? Basically, so it's going to be a poem. You're not going to break anything. It's not 4 words, 4 poems, 1 poem or 4 words. So you do not know the words he's going to say
At all. I don't know the word.
Yeah. So who was going to go?
It's beautiful.
Why don't we go alphabetically? Yeah?
Alphabetically.
Ah.
Oh, my name's Alex.
Yeah.
No.
Like, just say you're going to start.
Oh my
This is what you get for being mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, are you
I'm
ready?
going to start. I'm going to tell him what to say now.
Yes.
Wow. Me, you're the one going to start. Basically.
No problem.
I need
No problem. Let him throw it short. No problem. Yeah. We're good.
Yeah, just start.
Okay. Motivation.
Motivation. Okay. There's an intense fire which burns deep in my heart. It's something which burns so much than the volcanic eruption.
Homeland.
But no matter how far I go, I always remember something. That a man's house is not where he lives, but where he first got his source from.
Future wife.
So no matter how these thoughts of home keep coming back to me, I just know that my house, I just know that my mind resides where you are, Obim. It doesn't matter how far you go, I will definitely see you, my future wife.
Death.
Okay, death. So our souls might be far apart, but one thing I need you to understand, you remain someone I could live with, yet someone I cannot live without. I just want you to understand, these cold hands of death cannot go out, cannot do us bound. Okay, all right.
That was really nice.
All right.
Really nice. Wow. That was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So,
Okay.
are you going to take it easy on
Okay.
him?
Mm.
No.
Not be missing Lego vowels. Okay. Jean.
You said
Jean.
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 Jean, like J-E-A-N.
Whichever one you want to take it
I thought
as.
you said Jean, like G-Y.
Jean.
Oh.
Okay, Jean.
Uh.
Oh. Jean. Blue Levi stick to the back pocket reminds me of home. Because now everybody seems to be wearing blue or black or any other thing in between. So let's clothe ourselves in the future because we are there.
Culture.
The gym culture is still moving on and doesn't seem to ever going to have a pause. But anyway, I'll check my pulse every time I see you with that blue jean neatly tucked about your lower half. Come on, babe. I know you're so amazing, but you don't have to look so all the time.
Art.
Heart. My heart is stuck in between a place. It is hidden but yet seen. Because I am so transparent in honesty, so honestly, I'll tell you that your gene is where I would want to back on, and then we can always hold hands together and see the future because it is going to be blue, like the skies above.
Believe. Believe.
And I believe.
Blue G. Blue, I should have made it 7 words and just go with the whole vibe, like men on fire. Basically, wow, that was amazing, guys. I told you. No, let me not continue. Like, you know what? Yes. Moving on to our next segment. We have to move to the next segment because, wow, that was wow, basically. So we're going to say, you guys are going to say a poem to your ex or lover. So you get to choose. So explicit, what's going to be?
X. That's X.
Yeah.
All of you.
As
Every
in,
time your name should remind you of your ex every time. Say explicit.
oh my. No, you're still my guy. But I have to laugh.
Okay.
So, are you going to make a poem to your ex or lover?
Okay.
Why is it future lover? Don't you have a lover?
A question.
Eh?
A question.
Do you have a lover?
Yes, I do. But not human being.
What are we talking about here?
My art is my lover.
I beg you, see there, see men. Men will not shame us. Men will not shame us. See there, you're saying
She's my
men.
lover. How best do you want me to tell
So
her?
there's a side chick, there's a main chick, there are other chicks. You are going to be all diplomatic.
You said side chick.
Hey,
I can't send
we're not doing
by my
that.
side.
So ex or lover?
Everybody has two side chicks, even if they're positive.
They're actually not by
I'm
your
going to
side.
ban you from my show.
Alex, they're actually not by your side, Side. This is actually side. Oh, you have to say.
You guys are funny. So, ex or lover?
Okay,
Ex
I
or
think
lover?
I'll go with lover.
Lover.
Yeah.
Ex or lover? Lover.
Who wants to be
Men
reminded
of
of his
lo-
past?
So, Alex describe, you're going to
start.
take. Yes.
Oh, okay. Alright, here goes. Okay. 2 plus 2 equals 4, so I know that I would go for you. Because every time I see you 2, you remind me like mathematics unsolved, but we still try. I remember as a child, as a young man, I would write equations upon equations looking for x, but I don't look for that anymore because you are present tense. So I know presently I'm tense, but you give me more intuition than 1,000 bullets into my brain. I understand that one day we will blow. Whether we blow now or never, it means that one day we will still blow, because today or tomorrow are just reflections of our past, two sides of a coin who will work together in harmony, not necessarily holy matrimony, but I still believe that I'll hold your hands, you wearing white, me black, and you know that the world is not just white and black. So like ashes, our children will come forth, toddling in between, kissing the floor, and then would know.
Did you? I just not saying rhetorics, like rhetorical question. Like, did you hear that? White, black, holy matrimony.
Alright, so let me just try to finish this. Kissing the floor, we understand that we're going to make pancakes with different types of flours. And even though our flours may be too much to clean, but I believe that they can be mopped on, because my floor plus your floors make us so flawless. Trust me. I believe that you are a future dream, the shining light, the bright reflection of the morning star. I see you as tomorrow, wrapped up in the present, and I will always want to look forward to, because I believe it's my birthday every day when I'm with you.
It's nice. Shut up.
Exactly. Where did that come from?
Woo! That was nice.
That was nice.
Yeah, that was nice.
Man on fire. Explicit.
Okay, right. There is a clear difference between numbers and humans, but how come you have a very good figure? How on earth did Kilimanjaro find so large a space to accommodate itself at your backside? Because your figure 8 could make a man count digits in base 8, and your thighs speak 1/10 of your beauty. They place a man in a very tight corner. Because you see, the brook that splits your behind into a bias tells the story of how Moses parted the Red Seas. And when my eye sees how this male rooster called cock wants to get hold of you, I just want to let you know. No branch of mathematics could explain how come you two set.
Wow.
100 tens and units cannot reach your place value from a heart so big. Come, make we yarn. I just want you to understand that the future which I see is what lies behind your backside. I need you to understand. Words cannot express how best I love you. So baby girl, come. Yadam that newbie. I just want our bodies to kiss each other like a leotard. I need you to understand. I said I need you to understand that our future could only make a perfect match. But strike this to your to the knowledge of your understanding and get to understand this. That if words could explain how best I love you, nah, how much would you want me to spend on you? Thank you.
I need to give a standing ovation to the both of you, basically. Who is chopping onions? Who is chopping onions? This user wants to cry. Wow. That was amazing. Amazing. Really, 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 really. I should stop using the word amazing and interesting because musically.
If you keep on saying amazed, I will think you love corny a whole lot.
Are you serious? Guys, you guys will not rub into this. No. Thank you so much, Alex Describe. Thank you so much, Explicit. Like, I can see you guys with my day because this is really sweet. This is really amazing. I'm sure a lot of girls' crushes are just, they are falling in love. See the way they are just, people are tripping, they are falling, they are... it's moving. See that. Please don't trip. Basically said, okay, he's in love with this Abby. How did he put that? But you guys can feel free. Are you guys single? Yes. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Yes, thank you so much.
Before I let you guys go, what are the last words, the advice you have to give persons that want to delve into this industry, what you guys really do? Let me start with Explicit.
Okay, well, I wouldn't call this my last words because I don't think this will be the last and I'll be leaving. However, a little candid advice to viewers out there who would want to go into poetry or spoken word poetry. Sincerely, if I should tell you it's a bed of roses, then I must be a liar. I need you all to understand that it takes a whole lot energy, resource, time to give in to this work. And not just give in, but to get skilled. So that's just it. See poetry as your lover and beyond seeing it as a burden, rather. That's just what I have to say.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I think like for every every other profession, if you see it in that sense, it requires a lot of input so you can get a lot of output. And it's best to see people who have done it so successfully and benchmark them, and then you can improve. If you are looking for money, I would not really say you should not look for money, but you should ready to put in the work that would release that level of value to you also. So I don't believe that poets are not people that should get rich in that sense. I don't believe it at all. But I believe that that life generally, if you have a lot of value, it would reciprocate in you doing it that way. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Alex Describe.
Thank you so much.
Nice to have you guys here. Basically, guys, you watching us, thank you so much for watching. It's always a pleasure to have you join us on the show. My name is still Bena Hionofe. Until I see your lovely faces on the show, this is the Word Battle. Bye for now.
Bye.